Hello, friends, and welcome back to Meme of the Month. It's been, a little while. Summer, man, summer does that to us. But we are back, and boy, do we have a, a fun meme tonight. Some of you may recognize the Ring of the Grammarian. I believe it first appeared on the Adventure Zone. And we've got a little bit of a twist on it tonight. We're going to have some fun with that. But before we do, let's take a look at who we've got playing tonight and who they will be playing. First up is Alondra.
Hello, I'm Alondra, aka Lady Bedivere. I sound like a chain smoker today, and I will be playing Marina Boreas.
All right, and next up, Tanya.
Hello, I am Tanya, and I will be playing Enoka Ravar.
Gerundu.
Hello, I'm Jundu. You may recognize me from other shows on the network. I won't say which ones because, I'm modest. And shut up. I'll be playing Gastro the Incredible. To I, nothing is inedible. And yeah, he's a little goblin guy.
Fantastic. And Tiana.
Hi, I'm Tiana Wren, and I'm going to be playing Elna, who is a gnome druid. I can words today.
No, you can't. No one can. That's the point.
No one can. That's the problem.
That is the point. I am Danny, and I will be your DM tonight. And yes, we cannot words tonight. The twist we've got is our band of adventurers have all acquired magical rings together. I don't have the exact background on why they did it, but they did. They've got matching rings, matching cursed rings of the Grammarian. And it turns out what that means is that every spell they cast is just a little bit off. So, that should be fun. We join our weary band of adventurers as they approach the city limits of Memetown. In their search for a way to remove these cursed rings, they've done a lot of research. And finally, they were told about an ancient guardian in Memetown, one who, if defeated, might bestow a wish upon them. And unfortunately, as far as they can tell, a wish is the only thing that will get rid of these damn cursed rings. As they roll into town, things are, a bit quiet. They've arrived late enough that the D&D Bed Bath & Beyond is already closed. The call center staff have gone home for the night. But the lights are still on at the Chinese restaurant, and it seems to be the popular location for residents of Memetown to gather and have a drink before heading home to bed.
Sounds like the place.
All right. Well, they head into the Chinese restaurant, where a young woman in a tight-fitting floral dress greets them. Her hair's a little bit askew, and her eyes widen as she takes in their appearance. These are clearly folks from out of town. But she smiles politely. Hi, can I get you a seat at the bar? The dining room is closed, I'm sorry, but we can get you some drinks.
That's rather a shame. I was looking forward to eating a meal. A succulent Chinese meal.
Well, the bartender might be able to offer you something. We probably have some ramen that we could do up for you if that would be good enough.
I'm sure whatever comestibles you can throw my way will be most appreciated.
All right, come right on this way. And she leads you to a tall table with 4 tall bar stools and assures you that there will be someone by to take your order at some point, and hurries back off.
Gastro awkwardly climbs the tall stool as a little 3-foot goblin.
How can you be hungry again? You ate like 2 hours ago.
Well, yes, but that was lunch. This is dinner.
It's almost midnight.
Well, yes, it was a late lunch and an even later dinner.
Does anybody else feel like this place is probably cursed? I kind of feel like this place is probably cursed.
I mean, it seems like everywhere we go is kind of cursed.
Yeah.
And everything we do is kind of cursed.
I was going to say, they usually seem cursed after we've left.
Maybe this one's just a bit unusual in that it's cursed before we got here.
I don't know. I've done a
Perhaps
lot
so.
of reading about Meme Town, and just things are really sketchy around here. I hope this
Wait,
works.
do cursed people in a cursed town cancel out the curse? Are we normal here?
I don't think we're normal anywhere.
That's fair.
Where's my drinks? Come on.
A server
We
comes
haven't-
up and puts 4 glasses of water on the table and says, what can I get you for drinks? We've got ale and wine. We've got a white and a red, and more water.
All of those sound good to me.
Oh,
Just
okay.
bring the bottles.
Sure.
My
Okay.
purse is overflowing, madam, and we demand the finest comestibles.
Right.
Libations.
Does that mean you want something to eat too?
All of the above, please.
Oh,
yes.
okay. And the poor server hurries off and disappears behind the bar. You hear some clanking, and a few moments later they reappear with several mugs overflowing with ale, a couple of bottles of wine, and a really kind of sad-looking bowl of peanuts. Enjoy. Oh, and that'll be 4 gold, please.
Oh, bloody.
For all of it.
Oh, there you go. And
Okay,
it
thanks.
just begrudgingly, like, drops in a few copper as a tip.
Thank you. And they hurry off. Marina,
Wow.
since you are feeling somewhat suspicious, I would like you to make me a perception roll, please.
I love perceiving. It's something I'm very good at. Let's see if my dice are as cursed as my everything else today. That's a 17.
A
Okay.
mere 9 for Gastro. He's absorbed in the very desultory peanuts that have arrived.
So,
Yeah, Anoka's drawing the peanuts in her journal.
Marina, as you're looking around, you realize that most of the people here are sort of absorbed in their own little groups. They're talking to each other. There's not a whole lot that seems to be interesting them about you, except for one woman. She is sitting at a table in the corner, alone. She has long silver white hair, and as you look a little bit closer, her eyes are the same silver white color. And she's watching you. Gives you a little nod.
I will pick up the bottle of red wine that was left on the table. And I will just get up, not saying a word to any of my companions, but get up and walk over, like, especially if she's made eye contact with me, just walk over and I will sit down across from her at the table, gank the cork out of the bottle and kind of offer.
Well, thank you, child. It's very sweet of you. New in town, are you?
Oh, was it that obvious? We generally try to be a little more subtle, but we sort of have this aura of not from around here.
Well, when you've been in Meme Town as long as I have, you recognize everyone who lives here. I'm Barbara Smurthwaite, by the way. You can call me Granny, if you'd like. Everyone else seems to.
Wonderful. Miss Smurthwaite. May I pour you a glass?
Yes, please.
We'll pick up whatever glass is on the table, pour it, and then we'll immediately start drinking directly out of the bottle. So, I'm just going to cut to the chase. You give me a general aura, much like we stink of not being from Meme Town. You give me a general vibe of someone who knows something. I'm curious to know what it is that you know. I know many things about many things. I know about jewelry. I know about aquatic life. But I don't know about you, and I'd like to.
Well,
Long glug.
that is, if you want me to tell you all of the things I know, that would be, well, a great many things. If you want to know about this town in particular, I am the utmost source. I am the oldest inhabitant of Meme Town. I am Well, I'm old enough that it's not polite to ask my age. But
Elf, I get it. We don't talk about it.
indeed, indeed. I do. Of course, I was not around for them, but I do have stories of the old times, the before times, the memes gone by. My grandmother told them to me when I was but a small child. And, you know, if you're interested in some of the lore of the town, perhaps I might give you some information about that.
I love lore, in fact. Once upon a time, I was somewhat of a lore keeper until some terrible, terrible things happened that I'd rather not get into right now. But yes, so you are the oldest person. Will now kind of lean back toward the party and like wave a hand to get everyone's attention, kind of a like come here sort of maneuver.
Inoko was already watching for the hand signal. Like, she has the bottle of red in her hand and she's half off the stool waiting for you. Like,
Yes, bring your friends, gather around, and let's
Sorry, it's just going to cut out the
stories.
middleman if they all
Indeed.
hear it at once. So, I
Gastro
guess.
cups both his hands together and runs over like a raccoon with his hands full of peanuts.
Elna's very carefully balancing a large mug of ale as they walk over.
So many new
Hello.
faces. Oh, hello, my friend. Oh, you are
Peanuts?
enjoying the peanuts. Oh, no, thank you. They give me some indigestion.
Good, they're mine.
All right. Would you like a Werther's to go with them? I always have some in my pocket.
Yes, I mean, yes, that'd be very nice. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, my dear one. Right, so story time.
Yes, please, I'd love to hear more about the town, the lore, anything you can tell us about,
ancient guardians, maybe?
yeah,
Oh,
people with wish spells, perhaps?
ancient guardians. Well, those creatures are the things of legend. They are from the before times. Stories go that before Meme Town was here, there was a Meme Town before. These days,
Like a old meme town?
an old Meme Town. In fact, yes, old with an E.
Oh, ye oldie meme town, ye.
Yes. Because, you know, the things you see around these days are very modern. We have a call center. We have the D&D Bed Bath & Beyond. All of these modern things. But before we had writings on the wall and scrawlings on mirrors and people that just whisper things. Children playing on the playground. Didn't you ever wonder how everyone knew about cooties?
I heard stories of this before time from my grandmothers. They say this is when they had to, I believe it was, print off letters from Nigerian princes and physically mail them to each other to share the good words.
Indeed. Those were before even my time. But legend has it that those who are strong of spirit and sufficiently brave might find a location in our cemetery that might just lead you to Old Meme Town, where some of these ancient wonders await.
All right, we're going grave robbing, everyone. Let's go.
Yep.
Oh, you might want to grab another bottle of wine for the trip.
Oh, did they do walk me down here? That would be excellent.
Oh, just tell them that Granny said it was fine. They'll do it.
Great.
Amazing.
Polishes off the rest of the bottle that she's
Excellent,
holding.
Polishes off the red.
Yeah.
Puts it next to the empty bottle of white.
Just like
Gastro-
clink the empty bottles and go back to the bar.
Oh,
Gastro
Let's do
reaches
more.
out. Gastro reaches out his hand, and gestures to the distant bottle of white wine, in a reflexive gesture to cast Mage Hand. Instead of the wine bottle coming to his hand, his little goblin digits just sort of shrivel up and get more wrinkly, He instead aged his hands.
Oh, my
Damn.
poor man.
Oh dear.
Now,
Ugh.
but before you leave, I have given you some lore. I would like something in return, some form of entertainment, a story, a piece of knowledge, a show of magic. Anything?
Well, you're in luck, because I am a classically trained actor.
Oh, wonderful. I do enjoy the theater. Ours has been closed for quite some time, but...
Yes, I specialize in goblin entertainment.
Oh,
And I don't know how much you know of my people, but we are renowned for our constitution and ability to survive and indeed thrive on things that other creatures would turn up their noses. To quote one of our greatest scholars, we can eat things that would make a billy goat puke.
oh.
Now, here within my bag, I have 18 rotting fish
Oh.
and
Oh.
yesterday's beer. Now watch this. Stand back, everybody. And Gastro just holds open this leather bag, that festering leather bag, and pours this rancid content straight down his gullet. Look.
Oh, my.
Ta-da!
A very, very talented young man. Thank you for the show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I wish you hadn't asked him to do that.
It's so very rare that we find a real connoisseur of the arts.
Right. Well, on your way out of town, you may want to stop by our theater. They might have use for someone such as yourself.
Is that the
Oh, really?
very large, dilapidated building that with the creepy chanting?
Yes, as a matter of fact. And they do have, it smells of, well, something similar to what was in that bag. So they might use the assistance cleaning it up, consuming it, perhaps.
Yes, I'm often to be found in the tanners of a morning, getting my breakfast.
Excellent. Well, good luck, and remember, be brave in the cemetery.
I ain't afraid of no
I'm gonna
ghosts.
need more spirits for that.
And so I imagine
Okay.
you set off.
Once we've
Indeed.
procured at least 2 more bottles of wine.
Yeah, we need
Yes,
more-
I think you do have a
more
bottle of
booze
wine in our
first.
hands.
I also grabbed him some more peanuts.
Yeah.
Good
Just
plan.
promise you won't eat anything gross for like 2 hours.
I can't make that promise. It depends on how delicious the thing might be, and
You're
grossness
going
is
to
in
a
the eye of the
cemetery.
beholder. Yes, I am.
Just try not to eat anyone's bodies without permission.
Well, I mean, how would one obtain permission from a corpse?
Well, I used to be able to ask them, but I don't know that that works anymore.
Oh, that's true.
Be interesting if you tried.
Not.
I could
Bet you
try
wish we had
creating a
gotten
bone
team
fire.
jackets now, huh?
I wasn't part of the decision-making process. I just
the
showed
mono-
up and you handed me a ring.
The rate of that monogramming was going to be far more than the cost of the jewelry.
And do you wonder why?
Well, not now. The benefit of, with the benefit of hindsight, clearly it was the wrong decision.
Well, you know what they say about hindsight. Let's go see if there's anything in Old Meme Town. That is what we're looking for.
Look, I never said I
That's
was a
what they say about
diviner.
hindsight?
What?
I never said I was a diviner.
And so you begin to
Not
cross
once.
town. As you're walking down the roads, the streets are well lit. There is a very reasonable amount of light coming from some street lamps and lanterns and things like that. But of course, as you approach the cemetery, it is not lit at all. And given that you arrived in town around midnight, it's quite dark. You have a little bit of moonlight, but not a lot.
Marina's just gonna sigh and be like, isn't really going to work. Who's got dark vision?
I do.
Well, I do.
I have a torch.
Oh, He's gonna wave her hands and be like, maybe it'll work this time, and cast Fire Colt as a flaming horse appears. And she goes, that wasn't what I was going for, but I guess it'll work.
So a flaming horse does appear, and it is standing just in front of you, and looks to you expectantly.
I will fish a sugar cube out of my pocket, because this is not the first time this has happened, offer it to the horse, and start basically getting it to like walk alongside us to help light the area.
All right.
Of course, it doesn't stay a sugar cube for very long. It's more of
It
a,
immediately becomes syrup in my hand.
Yeah.
Next to the flaming horse.
a caramel puddle.
One of these days, its mother is going to come find us.
You know, good. I'm glad. Be a nice change of pace.
Would it?
You know, from the mothers I've met, they are grateful to have their kids take a little vacation every now and then.
Oh, we're the babysitters. Okay.
Look, I mean, he hasn't set anything on fire the last, like, 3 or 4 times I've summoned him, so we're doing better.
He seems to be learning.
True enough. All right. Well,
Just so long as he doesn't do a wee again.
I need everyone to begin investigating the cemetery.
Oh, good.
You don't want to just listen to us babysit this flaming horse?
Of course she does.
3
But we have a
hours?
time schedule.
I mean, if you've got some good spells to go along with it, absolutely.
Well, that was a 19 flat.
Okay.
So, I'll do.
21.
14.
5. I'm very distracted making sure that my Colt doesn't light anything on fire.
All right.
Reasonable.
Well, those of you with a roll over 15, as you are looking around, you see that there are several mausoleums, and they all seem to have doorways that are closed, but they all look perhaps fragile. Is that the best way to put it? It looks like you could get into them, the ones that you pass by, and you do spot that many of them have names over the top of them. And, in fact...
Is anyone's name this way to Old Meantown?
No. But with the 21 that he rolled, Gastro, after a few go past, you spot one for the Brave family.
It's this one. The brave. See, brave.
Yeah, they were
Hello.
brave and they died.
They
Huh.
were.
Subtle.
You know, she could have just told us.
No, they never do. It's always riddles and mystical hoo-ha.
I think it's in their contract.
Probably.
Yes, you have an ominous warden.
Uh,
The likes of, the kind of person who would go, you want to watch out for that trail through the woods. There's all kinds of people living out there doing the bad things. You stay away from them. That kind of thing. A harbinger of doom.
I had an uncle who was a harbinger of doom.
They've got a good union.
my aunts would take turns. They're twins. They would just trade out.
Yeah. You know, when I inherited the family curse, I really didn't think this was going to be it. So, right. How do we get in?
You can bring new curses into the family line.
Huh, I guess. I had this spell that I used to be able to do that would probably just, break it open, but I don't know if that's going to work anymore. I can give it a go if you like.
I
take, like, 3
long steps backwards.
And so what are you trying to cast?
I would attempt to cast... Sorry, I'm scrolling through my massive list of things. I want to attempt to cast Shatter on the door, thinking it'll just... No, because normally that would just break it open.
All right. And instead...
Turns into an outhouse.
I did not actually write that one down, but I thought about it.
Somebody just gave the DM advantage.
Someone, in fact, all of you need to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Ruh-roh.
Damn it.
Actually, I'm pretty good at those.
God.
21 for Gastro.
Dice are really pretty, but they're hard to read. 17.
Okay.
I don't know what was in that red wine, but I got a 26.
Ay, ay, ay.
Wow.
I also can't read my dice. Let me turn on a light. That's a 19.
All right. Well, you all
Oh,
make
thanks,
your
DB.
save as a sudden loud conversation breaks out, and you hear so much noise in your heads, and
Oh
you
god,
take.
this is worse than being in a bar!
You all take 5 points of damage, psychic damage.
Ah, my mind.
And what has happened is, instead of shatter, you have cast chatter. So,
Oh,
much conversation all around. I hope you were not trying to be subtle.
Not
Before
before!
things get super ugly, I'm going to attempt to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay, and what happens when you cast Mage Armor?
Well, I'm thinking it's gonna turn into Sage Armor. And it's just gonna be me surrounded by a cloud of sage.
I love that you're saying this with a bunny avatar because I.
Yes, so you are you're going to be surrounded by a cloud of smoke that has a very aromatic scent of sage to it. And of course, we all know that sage is good for all sorts of things, like protecting you from evil. So for the
Does
duration,
it raise my AC though?
it does not. You also
Okay.
have disadvantage on stealth checks until the spell goes
Amazing.
away, because you are surrounded by the scent of burning sage.
Amazing.
I mean, I can think of worse things to smell like in a graveyard full of dead people.
I mean, I feel somewhat protected.
Right. So how fragile does this mausoleum look?
Moderately fragile.
Are there
Hit
any
it with a stick.
Maybe the horse could kick it in.
Do you have speak with animals? And how do you think that's going to work?
I do not have speak with animals. I just have this flaming fire colt. Actually, it probably dissipated given that it's based on the firebolt spell. But I also think it's hilarious if we're just being followed around by a flaming horse.
I'm going to let him stay until you decide to dissipate him.
Right.
excellent?
He's useless. He's just hanging out.
Well,
He wouldn't stick around if you didn't give him sugar all the time.
I don't want him running off and lighting things on fire. At least this way I know where he is.
We have to sugar him up before we send him home. That's the rule.
not wrong.
I almost forgot.
We're the babysitters, of course.
Okay, so actually we could all just start, shouldering it, kind of old school, I could hit it with my warhammer or something. Or
Do you have a warhammer?
reaches into the tiny Loungefly backpack and pulls out a massive warhammer a la like a Mary Poppins bag. Yes, I do.
Well, why
in
don't we
fact.
try that first?
I don't use it that often. I mostly cast spells.
Magic's just real bad right now, so maybe let's try hitting it.
I also have this. Shouldn't pull out a crowbar from my standard venturing kit.
Just to
Yeah.
interrupt for a moment, we did have someone in the chat redeem Cure Wounds. However, the chat, I believe, is cursed as well. So you have been blessed with cute wounds.
Oh,
So you all look adorable
Hi.
with a little bit of blood pouring from your ear.
Oh, I was
you,
gonna say
Phoebe.
we look like scuffed up anime characters where it's very kawaii how injured
Yes,
we are.
great big
There it
wide
is.
eyes. And, yeah, fantastic.
terrible.
The DM would like to take a moment and point out that you have not yet tried just opening the door.
Imagine. Step aside! Gustro walks up to the door and tries to open it.
It
eventually.
opens.
Huzzah! Victory for the hands.
stuff
Huzzah.
my gear back into my backpack.
Would have thought of that eventually.
Yeah, we would have gotten there eventually, probably. Although we would have most likely shattered the door first, in fairness.
I mean,
Let the horse go in first.
Pyro, could you check it out first?
Gaster just holds the door open for the horse.
I would like you to roll me a d20 to see if the horse understands you. We're going with 10 and above, he understands. Anything lower than a 10, he does not.
I rolled a 13 for Pyro.
So he's been with you enough to understand that when you sort of gesture him forward, he's supposed to go forward. So he walks into the mausoleum. It's a bit of a tight fit. It's not really designed for a horse, but he is a small horse. He's a colt, so there's a little bit of room for you to move around with him. As he's in there, you can see that the interior walls are lined with plaques, some larger than others, going from the floor all the way up to the ceiling.
They're not wood, are they?
They do not appear to be wood, no.
Oh, good.
That would be silly. You want it to be preserved, so metal.
I mean, it's also silly to leave your mausoleum door unlocked.
What are people going to steal?
Everything.
What is there to
Dinner.
Sorry, I come from a family of necromancers. Like, body parts are in very high demand.
Okay, fair, but not everyone has that.
I'm just
Everyone
saying.
has a belly.
Most of us don't eat dead things either. I mean,
I saw you eat a burger yesterday.
we cook it first.
Besides,
It's not
where do you
usually
think all of
humanoids.
my other cursed jewelry came from? Grave robbing.
Fair point.
Scoot over, Pyro. Let's read some of these plaques. Wedge myself in.
All right, if you are looking around the mausoleum, please give me an investigation check, please.
If I can fit in there with the horse and her. Oh, yeah, you know what? I can't.
Oh, me a
Because
7.
that was a nat 1
All
for a
right.
6.
11.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. So, Marina, you are able to spot one of the plaques looks a little bit odd. It's a taller one. It looks like it's like 3 coffins high rather than just a single one. And as you look at it, it looks a little bit off kilter. You get a little bit closer, and as you're examining the edges, you can see on one side that you think there might be hinges.
I'm gonna try to open the plaque.
It swings open with an ominous squeak.
Right.
I think I found the creepy passage that I presume will lead
good.
us to the next trials in getting to ye olde meme town.
Why is it up on the wall? If we're going under the... If it's down, why is it up?
Can I peek
I
my
need
head
more
in?
wine.
I will hand Inoka the bottle that I've been carrying and stick my head in and see, like, do I see, like, is there, like, a ladder? Is there stairs? Is there a giant spider that drops on my head and tries to murder me? Like,
It simply looks like a corridor, a very small one. It's about, I would say, 2.5 feet wide. And how tall are you all?
3'5".
Yeah, 3 feet dead.
Okay.
6'6". I'm a ladrin.
Okay.
Huh.
How tall
Well,
are you?
I was about 6 feet, but I'm gonna do a little shimmy and be 3 feet high instead.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So, Marina, you're going to have to duck because it's not quite 6 feet tall in there. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like the colt will fit.
I will gently pat, like, scorch Pyro on the nose and just be like, all right, back to mother, and give him
Wait,
another
let me
sugar
have my
cube.
torch.
Oh, yeah. I will let him eat the sugar cube so that
While I
Inoka
light the
can light her
torch.
torch off of his tail,
All
and then
right.
I will dispel him.
Okay.
Presuming that dispelling works normally by just dismissing it or whatever.
Yes, you don't have to cast again
Great.
to dispel. Just let it go.
And somewhere a great big nightmare is like, again with the sugar.
Not gonna let you go play with your friends on the material plane anymore if you keep doing this.
Oh, fantastic. So, Anoka, are you leading the way?
Well, that depends. When I transformed myself into a gnome, can I reach the passage anymore, or do we have to be
Yes.
lifted up by
Yeah,
the tall
no,
I
person?
was gonna say, just
It's basically about a foot off the ground.
Well, you said 3 coffins high, and I was like,
The door is 3 coffins tall.
Oh, so like it's
So
taking up like
It's
three
taking up
levels.
3
of it.
levels of coffins on the
I
wall.
understand.
But see, this is the problem with not having a mind's eye. I had no idea what you were talking
I completely
about.
understand. I only just understood it because I caught the
Thank
phrase that she used.
Okay.
Ah.
Then sure. I and my torch and my wine will bravely lead the way
Into the brave mausoleum.
into the brave.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you begin down this pathway, and it is cold compared to outside. It's vaguely damp. It smells of dirt. And it is not, it's not like a cement hallway. It's hard-packed dirt. Although in some places it's less hard-packed. You definitely feel
To be
that
fair, the only thing anybody smells is sage. So
True enough. And how long does mage armor last? 8 hours?
8 hours.
Yeah. So you don't really smell the dirt. You smell a lot of sage.
Best smelling adventuring party ever.
And as you walk, there are occasional little bits of dirt that fall down upon you. Little bits of tree roots that are sneaking out and getting into the way. But you're making good progress. You feel like you're definitely moving downwards. And downwards. And downwards. It's taking a while. And it seems to be following a sort of serpentine path. And you're all getting a little bit tired. This is taking quite some time. But finally, you step forward, and just at the edge of where your torch is lighting the way, you see a brick wall that appears on your right-hand side. As you take a few steps...
So it's wall, not a door.
Wall, not a door. But there's still passage in front of you. It's just one side is now a brick wall rather than the dirt.
Got it.
Oh, so we're getting somewhere.
As you
Somewhere
take...
Where?
Somewhere with some sort of a building, at least. That's something.
As you take a few more steps, you are able to see some graffiti on the wall. And as you're examining it, it's a line with a little lump and a little nose and a pair of eyes, and it says Kilroy was here.
I think we're on the right path. If these are the memes from before.
It's
Let me
like
see.
finding cave paintings.
We just check for if there's any kind of enchantment or illusion here. And Gastro attempts to cast detect magic.
Okay.
Instead though, he performs some defective magic. Pulls out a deck of cards from his jacket, shuffles them. He's like, pick a card, any card, any card. Feels like a rapid pace, like he's being compelled to go through this routine. Everyone picks a card. It is not their card any single time. And all 4 of them just sort of sigh as if this has happened before and they've all had to go through this song and
Gastro,
dance
was this
you've
routine.
something again?
you've listed all 52 cards, and it's not any of the ones that I'm holding.
I've explained this to you before.
was
I
that
don't
even
want to do
possible?
that every single time.
I don't know how I keep pulling the tower out of a 52 card playing deck.
Oh, that's because you're cursed.
I mean, that
that's
does
your-
make sense.
It's literally never the bloody card. I've never even learnt any of those tricks, you know. I'm trying to detect magic. Instead, I'm just doing this.
Mine just says Subway and it has some punches on it.
Actually, no, I do want that back.
Oh, okay.
That is mine. I don't know how that's ended up in there.
I need everyone to roll me a
You can have a
perception.
hanged man.
Perception.
Elga, did you draw a leaf that time?
Not entirely sure how.
What's
Wow.
Blockbuster Video?
Well, ignoring them, I got a nat 20 on my perceptions. You got a 23.
Okay.
Once I gave back the Subway card.
Yes, I'm just one away from a foot long.
And yes, perception checks from everyone else as well, please.
Oh, yes.
Doing math. 21.
Okay.
What's my perception? 11.
Yes.
That is a 16.
All right. Everyone but Gastro. As you take a few steps closer, you hear these voices, a pair of voices, echoing in the distance. Charlie! Come play with us, Charlie! And they fade off into the distance.
Man, these are some deep cuts.
Charlie.
We really are cursed.
Voices in the wind. Just another Tuesday, I guess.
As you move further forward, the hard-packed dirt turns to cobblestones. And you start to recognize the patterns around you. The path widens, and it alternates between bricks that look like they're part of buildings, and then dirt that looks like it's caved in from above. You see more of the Kilroy images. You also see a crude painting of a frog, a green frog with bulging eyes.
Is he riding a bike?
In some cases he is, but generally he's just sitting there smirking.
I feel like that frog knows things.
Why don't you ask him if we're going the right way?
It's worth a try, sure. Hi, Mr. Frog.
You get no response from the drawing on the wall.
What a shame.
Some magical environment we're in.
Seriously. Every magical environment should have a street post so you can just ask questions of. It makes sense.
You step a little further into this underground, this old meme town street, and you notice that some of the storefronts have windows.
Go
Is it
check
like
out
an
the
underground
nearest
mall?
one.
As you get close to one, Gastro, you see inside a dog sitting at a table, sipping coffee, as flames lick the area around him.
Oh, this is fine.
It's a shame I already let Pyro go home. He would have loved this.
I'm just going to back away slowly from this.
What is everyone's passive perception?
That is a damn good question.
18.
11.
19.
Okay.
13.
All right. 18 and 19, Elna and Marina. You notice, as Gastro's backing away, that there's something scrawled on the window. Words, it looks like.
Go over and have a look.
It says, "Say my name," and it's scrawled in red.
My name.
Nothing happens.
Look, I'm just checking. It's a
No,
cursed
no.
meme
No,
town.
that's exactly what I was going to try. So that I laugh only because we were on the same brain trail there.
If I may say, I'm sorry, acting kind of shady in calling me baby.
That's not what I
knew
intended,
it.
but it works.
It was right there.
But does it work?
That does not work, unfortunately.
Ah, damn, that was an ancient incantation. I was sure
I
that
haven't
was going
heard
to
that
work.
one in centuries. It was a deep cut.
I mean, does it look like it's written in blood?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay.
Do you want a candle first, or do we just stare and start chanting?
I thought we had to spin around 3 times.
I think everyone has a different way of doing it.
If we all do it at once in the way that we learned from our parents and
We're
see
gonna
what
look
happens.
ridiculous.
Have we ever not looked ridiculous since we put these things on?
We
Have we
wouldn't
ever not
have if
looked
we had matching
ridiculous?
jackets.
Have we ever not looked ridiculous?
They were
before
too
we put them-
expensive.
Okay.
And we couldn't settle on a name anyway.
I will go stare intently at my own reflection in the mirror and start chanting Bloody Mary.
Inoka will spin around 3 times and say Bloody Mary on each full rotation.
Can you each roll me an intelligence check?
We can roll it. I can't say I'm gonna pass it.
I like how everyone's immediately like, no, we cannot. We're a bunch of dinguses.
17.
15.
Gonna be a 7. 7 from.
So those of you who have an intelligence score above 10, or check above 10, realize that while this is a moderately reflective surface, it really is just sort of a dingy storefront window. It's not a true mirror. But you feel that you're on the right track.
So, we find a mirror?
So we have to go to a mirror store? Do they
Or
have
just-
those?
Check the bathrooms?
All
I
right.
mean, yes, that probably seems like a good start.
The bathrooms are usually by the food court.
Let's go look then.
So you begin moving forward as if to find out a food court. And you hear music in the distance.
Is it with the ancient songs?
Turn it up.
Yeah.
Trying to...
I think this is the right way.
Or every way's cursed with the ghosts of memes past.
As you step a little bit further forward down the hall, Inoka, your torch catches some movement in the distance. And you see 2 figures. 2 very large figures. As you step a little bit closer, the light catches them more fully, and you can see that it's 2 babies. 2 mostly naked babies dancing along to this music.
Dancing babies. Ah, now I know the song. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga 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 chaka.
Oh,
What if we
we are all
chant?
children of the internet.
Oh,
Do they look hostile,
At the
or
moment,
do they just seem to be grooving?
they seem to be grooving.
So do we want to try to sneak around them? I don't want to get into a fight here if we don't have to.
I don't want to get into another fight with a baby.
Yeah, the last
Another?
one went very poorly.
It did.
For
It did.
us.
Yes. That was
think
a
we'll-
very large baby.
I don't think we'll ever be able to go back to that city, which is kind of unfortunate. They had such good clam chowder.
But
Well,
no,
Maybe we just ask the babies where the
try
nearest
to eat the baby.
bathroom is? Yeah, don't eat them. Don't eat corpses, don't eat babies.
I'm
Babies-
not going to eat the babies.
Babies in nappies don't need to know where the bathroom is,
But they're mostly naked.
but they're in nappies.
They are.
That doesn't mean they don't know where that's where you go to change the nappies. They might still know.
Hmm.
Excuse me, babies.
You approach them.
Yes, I do.
I would like you to roll me initiative, please.
There it is.
Oh,
Maybe it's just for taking turns to ask dumb questions. This could be fine.
Could be.
what is your name?
That would be a 4.
Okay.
8.
That second bottle of wine kind of dulled my response time.
Mood.
Mm-hmm.
11
Okay.
for Marina.
And
22 for Elna.
all right. Elna, you're going to go first as these babies stop their grooving and turn to face you.
They threw off their groove.
They hate it when you throw off their groove. And Elna kind of sighs and like rolls their shoulders and then sinks down onto hands and knees and comes up a dire wolf.
All right.
I love when she does that. I love when they do that.
And I mean that because I'm not a moon druid, that does take my action, but I snarl at the babies in an attempt to be like, just don't.
All right. Marina, you're up next.
Standing next to now the dire wolf, I will just be like, we're just looking for the bathroom. We're just looking to drunk girl in the bathroom. Didn't mean to interrupt. We're terribly sorry. Just looking for a bathroom.
All right. And that's your turn?
I mean, she's gonna start like lightly conjuring something in her hand to like be like essentially preparing an action to try to cast if these things attack. But she will not cast it yet. She's just gonna hold the action if they make
Okay.
hostile movements toward me or any of my party members.
And do you know what what spell she is holding?
She is attempting to prepare to toll the dead.
Yeah,
I have a great suggestion for what this does, but there's several good options available here that I
Alright.
have thought of since then. So
Well, because you're holding it, the first baby takes a step towards you. And, well, tries to slam against you.
No.
great.
This is
Love
not
that.
a mosh pit.
So that is going to be a 17 to hit.
That does not hit.
All right. And he will try a second slam attack. And that is going to be a 9, so that will also not hit.
Cool.
If you would like to use your held action.
Yep, my spell is going to cast, and the one that I suggested is that rather than tolling the dead, it begins to pull the dead.
All right. And so to pull the dead, you are I like the description that we have in our little document here. Everyone in initiative, give me thumbs up or thumbs down.
In initiative order or just go?
Just
Everyone
go.
who's playing.
Oh, crap, up from me.
All right. So the majority is thumbs up. So, please roll me 1d8 necrotic damage for poor Gastro.
That
But
is
how did the
going to-
babies vote?
They are also an initiative.
They are. They both went thumbs up.
Hmm.
Actually, let's do one thumbs up, one thumbs down.
Do you want that to be a single D8, or do you want to, because technically
Yeah.
at my level it's 2D8.
We'll just do a single one.
Okay, great. That is a 3 then.
Thank you.
Alright. And that is going to be 3 damage to one of the babies.
And as this fails, it's just a lot of like, every time, why?
Ow!
Sorry.
The second baby hears Gastro yelling ow and decides to slam him. So that is going to be 22 to hit.
Oh, you better believe that hits.
All right. And then the second attack is going to be 26 to hit.
Jesus, yes.
What do these babies eat?
So that
Goblins.
is
The Ooga Chuckers.
24 damage from the two of them, from the 2 hits.
Holy grammarian.
Hell's bells.
Next up is Gastro.
Okay, well, first of all, I would like to cast Minor Illusion, and then I'd like to hide.
And unfortunately, Minor Illusion, of course, does not turn out to be Minor Illusion.
No,
But
instead
maybe
of
it's minor with an E.
that,
He looks like a minor.
You have exactly preempted my description. Instead of summoning an image of a ferocious animal or something as a distraction, and gnarly old prospector appears. It's like, gold, gold. Meanwhile, Gastro uses his bonus action to hide.
All right, so there is a distracting minor dancing in the midst of everything, and you are hiding.
As opposed to the very large miners in front of us.
Exactly.
The major miners.
Oh, goodness. And can you just roll me a stealth, please, to see how well you've hidden?
I can, yes. I've got. That's a D12. Where's the right one? A 19.
All right, you feel that you are quite well hidden. Inoka, you are up.
All right. And Oka has a plan. The best plan ever. She is going to, using meta magic, cast a twinned spell at the 2 babies. And she's going to cast, something like poison spray?
Okay. Poison spray. What do we have for options there?
Poison stray?
I actually like a
Do you love my first one?
Poisson spray?
Poisson spray. But I'm going to go with a slightly different interpretation of it. And
Oh, okay.
you're going to deal. Let me make their saves. Where are their saves? It's going to be strength saves. Actually, no, it's going to be dexterity saves. That one fails. Will a 16 beat your DC for a save?
Well,
Your
weirdly,
spell
my saves are different depending the spells. And I don't have, 13 for dex.
13? Okay. So one saves, one fails. And
Okay.
From your fingers come just streams and streams of fish, pelting them very firmly. And roll 2d8 bludgeoning damage.
2d8. That's a 7.
All right, so that is going to be 7 damage to the one that failed and 4 damage to the one that succeeded. Fantastic. poisson spray.
She's gonna be like just looking at her fingers. We don't even speak French.
I don't think that's. Where do they even come from? Is that one endangered?
I don't know.
We are back to the top of the round with Elna.
Elna has cottoned onto the fact that spells suck right now. So just gonna go for attacks trying to hamstring at least one of the babies.
Okay.
And I'm looking for one that is closest to one of my companions so that I can get pack tactics on it.
It's probably going to be the first one that is still fairly close to Marina after trying to slam her.
Cool. And I recall being close to Marina when she indicated, so I can make that. Dang, that is a 12 to hit.
That will hit.
Oh, good.
They're naked babies.
That's very fair. Ooh. That is 14 points of piercing damage.
Well, that does not make the baby feel very good.
You know, I'm okay with that. And it also has to succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
That is a 12, so the baby falls to the ground.
Just like rip its leg out from under it.
And it gives a little bit of a whimper. A very loud whimper.
Mm.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
Immediately
I don't
look
want
around to
there
see if
to-
anything else comes running.
Be a horde of babies. As long as it
That's-
doesn't summon the dancing hamsters, we'll be fine.
Don't conjure that shit into existence. Come on. That's the end of my turn.
All right, Marina, you're up.
She's real. She's not real thrilled about using magic, but she also does not necessarily want to take the time to pull out her warhammer right now. So I think, I think I gotta go with my classic. I'm gonna run up and I am going to attempt to thunderclap
Okay.
on the baby, which of course becomes a thunderclam.
All right. And how do we want to do this? Clam. Constitution saving throw. So this is the baby closest to you?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
That is a 22 save.
That will work.
All right. So, unfortunately, the aggressive clam is smashing its mouth very loudly, but it is not quite affecting the baby. And you believe it might be because the baby is whimpering a little bit louder.
Almost got enough here for a seafood boil. Dear Lord.
Most appetizing.
Yeah, I think that's it for my turn.
All right. The baby who is prone rolls over and is on all fours and crawls a little bit closer and reaches out a hand to slam Elna in their wolf form. And let's try that. Will 11 hit?
No.
And a nat 1 will also not hit. And the baby's hand sort of goes out from under him and he face plants onto the ground. And this time, it's not just a little whimper, it is a full-blown wail. And I need everyone to make a constitution save, please.
Oh no. That's 21 for me.
Okay.
10.
Is it versus being frightened, or is it versus damage?
Versus damage.
Okay, 25.
Okay. And Gastro, what was yours?
10.
10. Okay. So Gastro and Marina both take 7 points of psychic damage.
We're getting just like the worst bloody noses.
It's like scanners. Veins bulging and what?
But it's adorable, remember? These are
It
cute.
is. They're very cute wounds. Yes.
Ooh,
The second baby
Ooh.
boo boo boo.
is
Oh,
distracted,
oh my.
oddly enough, by the miner in front of him. And let's just do an intelligence check here real quick. Yep. He uses both of his slam attacks on this illusion and seems confused when it doesn't move, but is distracted by it.
Go!
Gastro, you're up.
Well, I have to try and think what would Gastro do versus what would Gerundu do, because he knows what the spells will in fact do.
If it helps with your decision, there is a lot of there's a lot of fish on the ground.
Yes.
Oh, they weren't illusory fish.
Oh no, they were physical fish.
Real conjured fish, yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, I think, and like they're just basically lying around. Are there like fish lying about on the ground nearby? Are the babies standing in these fish? Basically, is what I'm asking.
Yes, there are fish at their
Okay.
feet. Yes.
In which case, I would like to posit that Gastro has attempted to cast this spell before and therefore knows what the effect is.
All
and
right.
He's going to cast Fly, which instead has the outcome of Fry. Casting hot oil over the nearby area. I don't know how functionally you would like that to play out.
I'm going
Reflex
to
save or something?
yeah, I think that would be excellent.
This spell save DC is a 15 for Gastro.
So that is a 4 for one of them and a 13 for the other. So they both fail.
Looks like I am cooking babies for dinner.
Oh no! I'm going to get run out of town again.
Oh, so this is the new Dead Baby podcast.
Do we have a, let's say 3d8 of fire damage? Because why not?
I'm in fact the baddie. Okay, that's a 2 and a 9, 11, 13.
All right.
13 sizzling hot oil damage on those tender babies, please.
And fish.
Worse with every word that comes out of your mouth.
And of course the fish.
That's not
yes.
even the cursed part.
Oh,
It's just Trundu.
oh gosh.
Beautiful. I love it.
I only fry fictional babies. I hasten to add FBI, please. Don't detain me at the border when I come to
Oh,
visit
goodness.
Cincinnati in September.
Yep. Sorry, I have to do this.
Oh no.
No, it's fine. So you have done that, and Enoka, it is your turn.
You do that. That thing that you just said, you monster.
Toddle on past that.
A really light white. Think
Yeah,
champagne. We deserve champagne.
indeed. But in the meantime, for your turn, Enoka, what would you like to do?
Inaka is. I feel like she's leaning in to this.
Mhm.
And if she's right, it's going to end really well for Gastro. If she's
Okay.
wrong, it's going to end really badly for Gastro.
I like the sound of this already.
Let's do it.
So she knows the spell is called Lightning Lure, but she really wants to cast Lightning Cure.
Oh,
Heal Gastro.
okay. So yes, I will let you do that. Lightning lure. But instead, Gastro, you are struck by a bolt of lightning that just sort of appears from the ceiling of this cavern. It hits you with a great amount of force. Do you have hair?
I have a false mustache.
Well, it sizzles away, but you take. What level of cure wounds do you have normally, Inoka?
I don't.
Okay, that's fine. Let's do.
I mean, it usually does 2d8 damage, so
Let's
maybe
do-
it would do 2d8.
Let's do 2d8 healing,
Yay!
but it does unfortunately sizzle off your mustache.
Okay.
Tragedy.
Oh, my
The
mustache!
indignity.
It's the only thing making me look distinguished.
Don't worry, I'm sure some horrible misspelling is going to bring it back at some point.
Ooh. How about an 11? You can have 11 hit points. Is that okay?
Yes, that would be
Really glad that
great.
worked.
Wow,
Yes, that's most welcome. Thank you.
I like that. Okay.
Ow!
And
I
Elna.
feel much better.
We're at the top of the round, Elna, so you're up again.
Wonderful. Cool. I'm gonna this baby that was trying to whack me. I'm gonna try to bite it.
All right.
Is it still close enough to one of my companions to get pack tactics on it, or nah?
Yes, there's not a lot of space around here, so.
Cool. That is a 14 to hit.
That will hit.
9 piercing damage.
All right.
And assuming that it being up on its hands and knees counts as it getting up, it needs to make another strength saving throw.
All right, let's check that. That is going to be 15.
That'll succeed. So it stays upright.
All right. Upright-ish.
It's a toddler.
All right, and is that all for you?
That's it.
Next up is Marina.
Just kind of flinging her hands up in the air with full levels of like, I have given up. Let's just see what happens. She is going to point at the less injured of the two babies,
Okay.
and is going to attempt to cast Bane.
Okay.
I am the League of Shadows.
As you do that, you smell something cooking. And rather than casting Bane, you have cast Bake. And I would like 3d10 fire damage, please. Because you are
How do you like your babies? Baked, not fried.
Well, at least it's that version of baked and not the weed version.
I don't think this is better than getting a baby stoned. This is a lot more
Get into
murdery.
some real philosophical issues here on Meme of the Month.
Yeah, tackling the hard question.
To
You
be
know-
fair, these babies are golems, not real babies. So
This is true.
they are just baby-shaped golems.
Yeah. That is 19 bakery damage.
Oh gosh. Okay.
My goodness, the true hot cross buns.
Oh. Well, it is now the baby's turn. The one that is crawling is not happy that he's been injured by this wolf, and
Nom
will
nom nom.
once again reach out and try to slam the wolf. So that is going to be 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
Silvery barbs.
Oh.
Oh no.
But is it though?
I think it is in fact silvery burbs.
And a flurry of small birds appears around the baby and begin picking at him. And silvery barbs, what does that normally do?
So normally this would force him to re-roll the hit and take the whatever the lower roll is, and then would allow me to give advantage to anyone within my sight line for their next turn. I don't know what the birds do.
I feel like it's a summon animals sort of thing, or summon familiar
Okay.
sort of thing, where they attack the baby. And let's just do 1d4.
Sure,
Of
yeah, they're
bird
just
damage.
being annoying.
Yeah.
Well, that's four. Four
right,
bird
4 bird
damage. As Brina just like totally instinctually casts this reaction, and then it's like, ah!
I love that in the span of like 18 seconds, we've got birds, fish, wolves.
And only one of those was intentional.
Right.
Yep. The second baby, who has just been baked, is quite unhappy and is now ignoring the minor illusion and turns.
Oh, I forgot about the prospector.
Yeah, he's no longer
Oh.
interested in the prospector and turns towards Marina and attempts
You
to
forgot about
slam.
Skippy.
But because that was fire damage, it has disadvantage on this attack. So 9 is probably not going to hit you.
Nope.
And the 8 will also not hit.
Weirdly, the 8 hits for some reason.
It's that one secret number that just sneaks
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. The family curse is that only
we go.
8s can hit me.
Oh no! Now I want to homebrew something like that.
Oh, I've
Yes.
done this in my home games before, so
I've
like,
never heard this. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Gastro, you're up.
Okay. Well, why not add to the menagerie? um,
That always bodes well.
Gastro swirls what looks to be some sort of digestive fluid around in his hand into a spherical shape and launches it at baby number 2, the baked baby.
Okay.
However, instead of throwing a vitriolic sphere, it instead transforms into a very angry, loquacious sheep, which charges at the baby. It is full of rage and starts berating said baby.
All right.
Now look here, you big stupid baby. Who the hell do you think you are? What a load of shite. You're coming over here, shouting at my, shouting at my goblin, trying to hit him with your big slamming baby attacks, and then it's a load of shite. You're rubbish, you moron.
I feel like that's going to be a charisma save.
Yeah. So
Oh.
again, that'll be a 15. If we're
Yeah,
just-
that is a 2, so the baby fails. And
Okay. So it would normally do acid damage if you want to do it the equivalent amount. This
Yeah,
is a 5th
same-
level,
same amount.
4th level spell, so it'd be I cast it at 4th level, so it'd be 10d4.
Jeebus.
it is a very vitriolic sheep.
I mean,
Where's
sheep,
Jackson?
man.
2, 3, 8, 11. How many of these have I got to do?
10, I believe.
13, 17, 23, 26.
All right.
Very angry sheep.
Guess that'd be psychic damage if it's being
Yep.
berated, right? So yeah, 26 psychic damage from a very angry sheep.
All right.
He saw your angry burbs and raised you to an angry sheep.
Not just angry, vitriolic.
Ooh.
All right. Inoka, you're up.
Well, looks like Gastro's feeling a little bit better, so I'm going to turn my attention to the babies.
All right.
The babies.
Which is the closest baby to me?
Are you standing closer to Marina or to Gastro?
Gastro.
Then baby number 2 is the closest one to
You
you.
mean? All right. Well, then
The baked baby.
The baked baby.
Baby.
the baked baby. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Because I got the feeling that when I attempt to cast Frostbite, the letters shift a little bit and it gets Roast Bite.
And what do you imagine happens with roast bite? Is this just
Something
more
has
cooking
taken
the
a
baby?
bite out of the roasted baby.
Okay.
I swear I don't want to do this.
And I don't feel like there's going to be a save for that one. I feel like it's just going to get a bite taken out of it.
It's oddly specific.
Yes.
It had to have been roasted for this to work.
Yes.
You found the one bizarre condition under which that's actually useful now. How did that even work?
It does. If we're going by the damage from Frostbite, I rolled a 9.
All right, that sounds good to me. So 9 damage to that baby. All right.
Who now has a bite taken out of his roasted self.
Yep.
Remember
Elda.
when we did normal things? I used to be able to just control the weather. It was just normal. Just normal things happened. We were fighting giant babies.
Oh gosh.
I had to take a bite out of it.
Elna, you're up.
Elna's going to continue working on the baby that she's chewing through.
All right.
Just as a, more normal thing as a wolf.
You know.
Maybe we should just put peanut butter on the baby and then you'd be like,
Probably.
Goodness.
On the desk. Okay. That's a 14 on the die.
That will hit.
11 piercing damage.
All right.
Nom 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 nom.
Okay. Anything else for you?
Nope, that's gonna be it. I'm just dancing with this baby.
Marina, you're up.
I got a face palm from Gerundu. I win.
Oh, babies.
Realizing that all of her spells just this is just going to continue getting worse and worse. I would like to kind of, I think Marina is going to sling her backpack off, and whip out her warhammer at this point and try to just kind of like one move, like just like one-handed pow.
Okay.
And sling down this, and she'll kind of spin the backpack around to the front. The backpack is functionally her shield. That's why her AC is so high, because it's full of all this stuff.
Nice.
And blocks. But she's not going to kind of like wrap the straps around her arms so she can actually like shield wield it for a moment. And she's just going to make a warhammer attack on the nearest baby.
Okay. That's going to be the fried not baked baby.
Great. That is a 19 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
Great.
We're all going to hell.
this whole exchange.
Just a solid 4 damage. She's not particularly strong.
Killing me.
I mean, we'll have
But
great
at least it
company.
lands. So
All right, that definitely does hit the baby.
It's worse every time we say it.
We could start calling them golems. That would maybe make us feel a little bit better.
The
Yes,
Whack
actually.
the construct.
Yes, actually, that would help a great deal. Wait, I'm in a wolf. I can't talk.
Like, just chew on your toy. It's fine.
the good news is that this golem does not go berserk. Instead, it does not feel good at all, and it begins wailing once more. So I need everyone to give me a Constitution save.
Really not.
Good job.
12.
25.
Damn.
What do we need to cast to try to conjure a pacifier?
That's
It's an
an
8.
okay.
16.
All right. So that is going to be Marina and Elna both taking some damage. And let's find that. Where did my D8 go? Here we go. 14 damage to each of you.
Ow.
Oh, wait, who gets it?
Marina and Elna.
Okay.
And that is that baby's turn. The other baby is even more injured than the first, and also begins wailing at the top of his lungs.
Is
They're
it
now
the fried one or the baked one?
the baked baby is now crying as well. They're both crying,
Okay.
which means the Constitution save gets a little bit harder. So please roll me a con save again.
21! Da, da, da.
11
8.
that time.
18.
17.
All right, the number you had to beat was 16. So anyone below 16 gets 8. Another 14 damage. And that is that baby's turn.
Babies are
We
kicking
can't-
my ass.
Gastro, you're up.
God, what do I even do now?
Cry.
Yeah.
You just cry with the babies at this point.
I'm gonna try and remove one of the babies from the equation by casting polymorph to turn them into something else. Something small and harmless and not slamming us. However, polymorph doesn't work.
Not
As
quite the
polymorph.
way you'd like it to.
So instead, whatever it was that Gastro was going to turn them into, is going to cast Plymorph and turn them into a sheet of toilet paper.
Okay.
So that would be a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw, I think.
Let's see. These are not particularly wise creatures. That would be a 4, so no. Is this the
Okay.
baked baby or the fried baby?
We'll stick with the baked baby, I guess,
All
since
right.
that was who Gastro was targeted. So the baked baby is now a piece of toilet tissue.
All right. Yep.
3
Got it.
ply.
That's it.
So
Yep.
that's some good, some good cushion.
Good quality,
3-ply
yes,
toilet
okay.
tissue.
And that lasts for, what, an hour?
An hour, yeah.
All right.
Nobody use that.
I'm so glad I'm friends with the fire cult already, so when I go to hell, I'll have a friend there.
Yes.
Yep. Anoka, you're up.
All right. So the baked golem is toilet paper.
Yes.
Yes.
Then I would like to attempt to cast Ray of Frost on the fried golem, but instead it will be Ray of Roast.
And you're attempting to roast the baby golem?
I am.
All right.
I got a 21 to hit if it counts.
That will do it. And actually, what we're going to do is the baby is going to make a charisma save as you begin, roasting it and poking fun at it, talking shit about its diaper.
Look at that baby crying like a baby. You're a terrible dancer, and I didn't even like that show. Like,
Oh
Hey, I
gosh.
gotta tell you, when that baby was born, the doctor took one look at it and slapped his mother.
And that Nat 1 is going to give it a -2 to its save. So, go
Don't get
ahead
no
and-
respect at all.
shall I do some psychic damage?
Yeah, roll 3d6 psychic damage.
2, 3. Well, then I have hurt its feelings for 10.
All right. Elna, you're up.
Just keep chewing. Just keep chewing.
Yep.
This golem is made by Kong. What is happening?
Get the peanut butter in the center, okay?
You're not
You
supposed to
can't
give
have that
babies
brain.
peanut butter. I don't think that's what you're going to find in there.
Oh goodness.
That's a 17 on the dime.
Yes, that will hit, definitely.
Oh, stars. That's 8 piercing damage,
All right.
and it needs to make a strength saving throw if it's not dead.
That strength save is going to fail. A 14 will fail, right?
No,
Oh.
actually. It's a
Well-
DC 13.
Then it stays up. All right.
Nobody dies in this movie. They just get really big boo-boos.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay,
You're
Marina.
not wearing those diapers then.
Marina screams in rage and frustration and tries to cast another thunderclap, but this time it's a thunder carp.
You have advantage. Chat gave you advantage. I don't know if you need an advantage to summon a carp, but
Well, this one, if the normal thunderclap is a con save, I don't know what it looks like when I summon a giant carp falls from the heavens and just slams into this thing or whatever.
Yeah. We're going to do a con save. Well, let's do a strength save. And,
Okay. DC is 13,
another nat
so.
1.
Oh,
I'm all full of nat 1s tonight. Okay.
Thank you for taking all of our nat ones.
So, a very large fish plummets from the ceiling and strikes this baby on the head with a resounding, thunderous sound. And let's do 2d6 thunder damage.
say it lands amongst all of the other fish and the grumpy clam that is still like trying to get purchased and just
I'm
not.
picturing the clam like those old false teeth, jet battering teeth.
All the while, just the sheep is just absolutely just laying into the whole scenario.
What the fuck is all this large bloody carp falling out of the sky? What a load of crap.
You know, when I said I wanted to study
There's
marine
gold.
biology, this is not what I meant.
What if you even know how to cast spells? What is all this? This is rubbish.
That is 7 damage from the
While
thunder
the
carp.
prospector is
Oh gosh.
Damn it.
All right.
This
It's just
might-
like one of those meme aggregation sites from like the late 90s, early 2000s, with just a
Combine your
million like
memes.
embedded
This
things.
literally
just
might
going
be
on.
the most unhinged meme of the month we've played, and that's saying something.
Say something.
I'm delighted that it's my first meme of the month and it's this unhinged.
You're not actually
How
helping.
did you
Cast some
go?
spells, Tiana.
No,
That's the point.
we
I
were
have a
never
flight. I have a
hinged
flight to
begin with.
catch.
Yeah, all of our doors are concertinaed because we just don't have hinges.
No.
All right. So the baby begins to throw a tantrum, rolls over onto its back, is crying, and flailing about with its limbs. So I'm going to roll a d4 to see who it hits with each of its two arms. And we're just going to go across 1, 2, 3, 4, Marina, Anoka, Gastro, Elna. So the first one hits Marina, and the second one hits Gastro.
Oh, of course it does.
No, that's
Yeah,
bad.
the two
That's
injured
not even
people.
right,
Of course,
Gastro.
it hits the two injured people.
And I
So
use
that
my reaction to jump in front of Gastro.
Oh,
sure, yeah, I'll let you do that. So that's going to be 16 damage to Marina, and 13 to Inoka.
Better me than him.
That was the single most heroic thing anybody's ever done for me.
But I do also need each of you to make a Constitution save once more. It is down to just one baby, so it's going to be 14 is what you're looking for.
Okay.
Is that for everyone?
Everyone, yes.
22.
Nat 20 for 22.
19.
All right. So that is 11 points of psychic damage.
Marina is no longer looking adorably injured. She is now looking, one might say, incredibly fucked up.
Uh-huh.
Fair enough.
All right.
Don't worry. I've got lightning for that.
The second baby is a piece of toilet tissue. Gastro, it is your turn.
Gonna go. Well, in fact, now I'm going to ignore the piece of toilet tissue for now because the thrashing baby needs finishing off. I want to save that spell slot just in case. I would like to cast. Sorry, I should have been thinking about this more, but there's so many options. Okay. Well, so this baby's like lying on its back, sort of thrashing, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gastro's gonna cast Create Bonfire on the baby while it's laying down there. However, instead it creates Bone Fire, and I guess would have kind of the effect of heat metal, but on the internal skeletal
Yep.
structure of this baby.
Okay. And go ahead and roll the damage on that.
Well, be a DC 15 Dex saving throw.
Oh,
And then it'd be
this is
2d8
not
fire
likely
damage.
to. Yeah, no, that's a 9 to save, so that's not going to happen.
Okay, and that's 7 fire plus 5. 12 points of internal fire damage on Big Baby.
Yes, the
Internal fire damage.
Yep, as its bones catch fire.
the big baby, the smell of cooked golem overwhelms the smell of sage for a few moments as this baby ceases to be.
I was gonna
I
say, does it
cast
just bake like
counter
clay?
smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ends up. Well, it is a flesh golem, so it
Oh,
really
no,
just sort of
it's just
cooks.
bad then.
Yeah,
Okay.
it just sort of cooks.
Cool.
Fortunately, I came prepared with counter smell. We'll get rid of that.
Beautiful. Are you planning to do anything with the toilet tissue, or are we going to go ahead and say we're out of
Leave it
combat?
there.
I was going to just fold it up and, like, stick it in under the crack of a door or something, just out of the way.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Throw it in the room with the dog.
That poor dog.
The thing is, well, yeah, I suppose once the toilet tissue burns up, it will just resume the form of a large baby. So
But
Yes,
it'll
and
be
it'll be
then be on
inside
fire.
a building away from us.
that's on fire. So
that's on
yeah.
fire.
All right, yeah, let's do that. Just post it through the letterbox into the burning storefront.
And
Marina is just gonna like be like, all right, and like slap herself on the chest and is going to try to healing word, but I think it is healing wood.
how are we
The,
going to make
the kind of
that?
pills you get advertised.
There it is.
through-
I hope this is a real wish and not something gotten off of wish.com.
Oh, yep.
It's the AliExpress wish.
Oh gosh.
You mean the other's name is Timu? What the heck?
Shopping like a billionaire.
So, you do feel a little bit better. You also
Okay.
feel somewhat aroused, but better.
Definitely I'm doing this at a third level.
Okay.
Just
So really
for-
aroused. Then.
for reference. Well, it's the thing of she suddenly flushes a little bit and literally kind of does like I thought, doesn't the blessing of Coralon skip a generation? What's going on here?
Nice.
I like that.
Great, that was
Fantastic.
so little healing that I got, but that's okay. It's better than
I was-
nothing.
Do you know what? I thought I was going to do a spell earlier that I thought would be low hanging fruit to do that exact joke, and I went, that's beneath me. And then Danny did it.
See, I didn't come up with any suggestions for healing wood, so I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm just gonna get smacked with a tree and then feel fine about it. Who knows?
Speaking
I
of
like
which,
this one much better.
Different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Are we out of
Let's not do any
combat?
stroking.
But yes, we are out of combat, and you do actually see through the window the toilet tissue burns up, converts back to a giant golem baby, but then it takes just a little bit of damage from the fire and burns up because it was almost
Of
not
course.
an
Now we
instant
know
anymore.
it was only like
Godspeed, baby.
But yes, you are out of
Um,
combat, and I think this might be a good time to take about a 5-minute break to refill beverages, if that is okay with
Before
everyone.
we do, can I cast my lightning cure on?
Yes.
She used to have hair, but I'm sure she won't mind.
I'm a winter eladrin, so it's really more that I have like ice strands, so they'll just recrystallize at some point. It'll be fine.
There you go. So you could go ahead and roll that
Right.
healing.
10.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
And they have rhyme.
It's
rather
useful.
than hair.
I've never been able to heal anyone before. This is amazing.
Yeah, I didn't. Usually, I've been doing most of the healing in the party. This is a very strange turn of events.
And
You're standing in a pile of fish. What part of this is not strange?
Oh yeah, but which reminds me, is anybody going to eat those? They're perfectly fried. In fact,
There we go.
No,
Oh.
help yourself.
Have fun.
Oh,
As
take
Elma
take
stands
a
back
snack
up
break.
on.
all right. And on that note, we'll be back in between 5 and 10 minutes. We will see you all shortly. welcome back. We are hydrated and ready for more ridiculousness, and thrilled to have you along for the rest of the ride. So when we left, our rather weary adventurers had just finished defeating a pair of dancing babies, and the Ooga Chaka music has finally faded and stopped. You look around. The dog is still on fire, but everything's fine. You're looking around, and I'd like everyone to give me a perception check, please.
Oof. So
12.
5.
16.
24.
With a 24, Marina. You are looking around, still hoping to find a mirror store. You stick your head up against the window of one of the nearby storefronts, and it's a fairly plain room. But as you look up, there's a hole in the ceiling, and a small kitten poking his head out, watching you.
We're being watched, everyone.
That's some kind of cat in the ceiling.
Yes.
I feel somehow blessed.
That's not the word I was going to use, but all right. As Marie just like very uncomfortably readjusts her clothes again.
As we step through the fried fish.
Elnora, Enoka, do you still have your torch?
I do.
Okay. So as you're walking along, you're able to peer into some of these other storefronts. You get a few steps further, away from the fish, so now you're really more just smelling the sage that is continuing to envelop you. And there's a sound that you don't quite recognize. You wait, and you listen, and you hear it again, and there's this little blue metal thing stuck against the side of one of the walls. It's got a picture on it, and it says phone down the side. And the device inside is making a jangling noise.
Did somebody set their alarm?
No?
I don't think so.
Something chiming over there.
It looks like this part detaches.
Oh,
I'll walk up and I will grab the strange black plastic contraption that seems to be emanating the sound, and I will just pick it up and kind of look at it.
and you
What's
hear
This dog. Ugh. Hang up. You know, there's a gag spells that we used to do where we would like hide a noise or a thaumaturgy in a bag or something. It's one of those.
After just a few more steps, you do finally come across a store that appears to have mirrors in it.
Oh, I think I found one of those places with all the brightly colored, overpriced hair clips for small children. They might have mirrors.
Yes, and as you
That's just the place.
you try to open the door, and it does open. It is very brightly colored. Everything is just, we're gonna call it loud. There's sparkles, there's glitter, there's rainbows, there's hearts, there's bows everywhere, little purple cards that have all sorts of things attached to them. And along the walls, there are several mirrors at about average human head height. So it's a little bit low for Marina and a little bit high for just about everyone else.
Do we want to do this on the wall? Should we pull one off? Set it on the floor?
Well,
I'm
unless
kind
there's something for me to, or myself and Eleanor to stand on, I think we're going to struggle.
Yeah, as long as there's a stool
Uh.
or something, we can just stand on it and look, I guess.
Inoka's gonna shimmy and be like 5'9" again.
All right.
Give me
So
shake.
you can
Shimmy,
now
shimmy,
see
shimmy.
directly into the mirror.
Is that what I went with? What was I thinking? Oh, I need a tiara. She is very distracted.
There is a tiara directly beside you that you can absolutely pick up and put on your head.
I am 100% going to pick it up and put it on my head.
Excellent. You are now wearing a tiara.
Phenomenal. Why do I get the urge to clean something?
Gastro's found like an eyeliner pencil or something and is just drawing his mustache back on.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Oh,
I never leave home without it.
Marina's gonna pull her like little like travel incense thing out of her bag and be like, I don't have a candle, so this is just gonna have to do it. Like, flip a little things as it, light it, and then just like kind of like, like squat ever so slightly to get herself level to the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And then just be like, all right, everybody be prepared because we're just going to see what happens now, right?
that's what we've been doing the whole time.
and
she's
Oka's
gonna-
just turning around in circles.
Yeah, and she's going to start chanting Bloody Mary and
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody
any
Mary.
other, like high school girls' bathroom ghost story name that she can think, like, just, like, anything that she can come up with, just see if anything triggers.
And it does, in fact, trigger it. As you say Bloody Mary for the third time, the torch flickers and goes out, as if a gust of wind blew through the room. And you're now in a very dimly lit store. There's the slight glow of an emergency sign, an exit sign near the back. And you all feel a bit of a chill run over you as this presence coalesces inside the mirror and zooms out towards you. And there's a woman who looks rather tragically mauled and is standing before you, eyes wide, and her hands come up as if she is going to do something terrible to you. Can everyone roll initiative, please?
While I'm initiating, I'm going to surreptitiously like touch my own eyes to see if my eyes are bleeding. And clearly I'm distracted because I only got a 9.
Yes, they're not bleeding, but they're wet because they're eyeballs, and you're worried, so you're checking a lot.
I got an 11.
15.
12. Great. Same order as last time.
Weird.
Except, Mary goes first.
Oh, goody.
Bloody Mary.
Mm.
So she
I
has...
think Marina...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll
She
wait
has
till my turn.
lifted up her hands and reaches forward to Marina, who was directly in front of her doing things in the mirror. So that is going to be a nat 20 for 25.
Lee.
And, oh, that was a lot of dice. That is going to be 17 points of damage.
As this happens, Marina has already started rattling off, like, oh, hello, we haven't met yet, but I think you may have met some of my aunts from the Boreas family. We're all very cursed. I think they probably tried summoning you before, like, just fully, like, doing this, like, full lineage of, like, like, I mean, they're really, I'm not sure, are you more of a ghost? They're really more in the kind of necromancy profession. I sort of went a different direction. I wanted to study seal, just, like, fully rattling, and then just, like, gets grabbed, like, okay,
You know what?
not talking.
We're going to let her have disadvantage on that, because that was fantastic. So the second roll is going to be 10. Will a 10 hit you?
That will not hit me, thankfully.
All right. Well, you managed to distract her enough with your blathering on about family that she didn't quite grab you when she reached forward. She was a little confused.
Very confused. Normally people are more scared of me when I jump out of the mirror. What's going on here?
Why are we chatting? What's happening?
Elna, you're up.
This is probably going to turn out poorly, but Elna is
Yay!
a little bit startled about all of this and is like, we could use some friends, and is going to attempt to conjure animals.
Okay.
But what if you conjure aminals and they look like they were drawn by a 4-year-old?
That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So they're focusing on giant rams. So they come out looking like these scribble sketches with crayon and like that dirty brown coloring crayon that people get a hold of.
Yes. That is fantastic. And they're not going to do any damage, but they're going to impose disadvantage because she's going to be very distracted by this, whatever this is.
And these drawn creatures are trying their best because, like, they know what I want from them, but
But they are what they are.
they are what they are.
Oh,
But that's my turn.
Marina.
Still babbling on, recounting a whole lot of like family history. Even the party's probably a little concerned about some of the things that she's explaining as you're learning more about her crazy family of necromancers that go back generations, all of whom are incredibly cursed. And I think what is she gonna try? I had not actually thought this one through entirely because I forgot to put it in the list. But I think recognizing that this is probably some sort of like, you know, based on the legend, some sort of ghost or something, she's going to attempt to use her cleric ability to turn undead. But I think this is probably either burn undead or turn unread. I will leave it to the DM's discretion what you want to do.
No one leaves Bloody Mary on red.
Oh, I'm not sure what to do with unread.
Yeah, I'm like racking my brains. I was like, oh, I don't think I prepared anything specifically for this one because I didn't think I was ever going to use my cleric abilities because I never do.
Let's go
You
with
could turn undead and change your spacing.
That's very funny.
You know what? I like that. And instead of being directly in front of you, she is now going to be 6 feet to your left.
Well, and I'll just look and be like, honestly, that's the closest we've ever had to any of these kind of doing what we were intending. I just want to point that, like, she did technically move, so that's something, right? Maybe we're making progress.
Every little bit.
Love your
Every little
optimism.
bit.
Marina's eye is just, like, twitching incessantly.
Oh, goodness.
I think that's my turn.
All right. Gastro.
Okay, well, Gastro. Excuse me, sorry. Gastro is hurt and not relishing the prospect of getting his ass handed to him by any more memes. So he attempts to cast Greater Invisibility. However, he stays completely visible, and instead there are some seemingly disembodied animalistic noises as he instead casts Gator Invisibility, and there is now an 8-foot-long invisible crocodilian
Somewhere.
in the room.
And I can't with the animals. Why?
We've got the crayon sheep, the invisible gator.
And the ghost 6 feet to the left. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. All right. Inoka.
Inoka gonna bring out the big guns
Oh, no.
and she's going to, pretty confident that she will mispronounce dissonant whispers and cast dissonant hipsters.
All right.
Why are there so many more animals?
As
They're
you
not
cast it,
animals. They're part of the ecology.
Oh my god.
the door opens, and
Come to open a kombucha shop.
a herd of hipsters walks in the door.
Oh my god, this scene is so played out.
I don't feel like I even need to do anything
I
here.
was to say, and apparently every one of these hipsters is specifically from the Central Valley of California in 1993.
Vocal fry.
Ordinarily, there would need to be a wisdom save and some damage.
I think everybody just took psychic damage.
I think I did. So,
Directly in the hind brain.
I would like you to roll me a d20, Anoka, to
Sure.
see. We're looking for anything 10 or below is going to be the hipsters finding the invisible gator with their feet. 11 or up will be they do not find it with their feet.
Oh, the chaos. 11.
All right, they do not seem to find the invisible gator with their feet, at least not this round.
But we still hear it thrashing around in the JoJo Siwa hair bows.
Meanwhile, the hipsters are looking at Mary being like, that dress is so last century.
Yep. All right. So, okay. It is the ghost's turn.
They do very much like Astro's vibe, though. They call him little dude.
Keep your filthy hands off me.
She is very confused about all this that's going on.
Who's not the only one.
Same, babe, same.
If you can't beat him, befuddle him.
Inoka, I feel like your hipsters are not particularly charismatic.
Probably not.
So I would like you to roll me just a 20 for a charisma saving throw for one of them. No modifiers.
Just a 20 with no modifiers. They got a 12.
All right, they did not pass that. That was a DC 13. And Mary slips into one of the hipsters.
Oh, that's good.
Marina once again shifts uncomfortably since she's...
And
Oh, that does it for you.
she looks over at all of you.
The romance novel we never knew we needed.
Oh no.
That healing wood was very good for me.
Send it over to Chuck Tingle. I'm sure he'd have a heyday with that.
Oh gosh.
Handed in the butt by vocal fry hipsters. A Chuck Tingle original.
So you all see her absorb into the hipster and turn to look at you all. Oh my god. Like, what do you want?
Oh my god, like, we'd really, really love to be able to take these cursed rings off so that we can function normally again.
Why should I do that for you?
Because if you don't,
Because we'll leave.
if you don't, all of this will keep happening.
We'll keep doing
Forever.
this.
Oh.
We've got nothing better to do.
I've got a very
And no
angry
other-
sheep desperate to meet you.
You know, I think this is like totally worth my one wish spell. What do
really
you want me?
is.
You're the ancient one? Fascinating.
Love it.
I mean,
did you
not
look
like
at her
this.
dress?
No, I feel like one of my aunts would have mentioned something about this before. They've never told me. Well, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. So do you have a wish in mind, or am I just gonna make this up?
We would like like to have the curse that causes our spells to go wrong.
No, wait.
Waiting.
Didn't we want the option to remove?
I'm getting
Any?
there.
But the wording wasn't happening. I'm shutting up.
We would like for the curse that affects our magic in this particular way to be contained within the ring that is then removable so that we can take it off and the curse stays inside the ring and not on us. Yes? Maybe? Are we good with that?
Okay, yeah.
Did I fuck up anywhere?
That sounds like good. That sounds like good wording.
You are so
And
lucky
monogrammed jackets.
that there was a body here that I could just hop into because I need to, reach for my stuff. And she walks over to the mirror that you called her from. And just beneath it, there are racks and racks and racks of bows and hair things. And in amongst them, she reaches in and pulls out a scroll. Unrolls it. You hear her muttering under her breath. And then the scroll just disintegrates in her hands. All right, try taking it off.
We'll try taking it off.
As we all reach
And
for
I know
our
I'm
they
behind
all
the picture,
come
but I'm
off.
doing it too.
Yeah.
I
Great.
could hug you. Wait.
I mean, you can, but I'm not really into that. I'm going to get out of this body because I feel dumber being in it. I'm going to go back to my mirror, but I need you to clear out these hipsters and that invisible gator thing. That's your problem. And then...
We'll figure it out. Thank you so much.
All right. And she will step out of the body. The hipster collapses to the floor. And she just sort of gets absorbed back into the mirror. And you can see her face in the mirror watching you.
And would be like, thank you.
If you
Thank you
want
so
to
much.
continue chatting, I can find out the mirror somewhere behind things, and we can always hang out. Do you like tea parties? We do a lot of tea parties. Or marine biology.
She nods and gives a thumbs up for the tea.
I'll find you later.
There is an invisible alligator.
Okay, well, now that I can actually, use my magic, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
All right.
Here, gator.
What you want?
Yes, come here. I'm sure you have much more fun not trapped inside of a building.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Yeah. You got any meat?
I'm calling all the gators. Come here.
You hear shuffling getting closer to you. What you want? Yeah, you got any meat then? What's this? You got any meat?
We actually have a ton of fish right out that direction if you want to follow. But also, we'd like to be able to see where you are. If someone cast a spell magic, please.
I don't have that one.
I don't know that one either.
I don't have that one prepared, so I'll have to take a nap first.
Cool.
You
Wonderful.
see Mary gesturing in the mirror, and she points to a display of stick-on rhinestone earrings.
Oh, brilliant! Thank you. We'll grab the stick-on rhinestone earrings and crouch down, kind of in the general vicinity of where I was hearing the shuffling noises from, and kind of put my hand and be like, "Can you ask him to just sort of boop my hand with his nose so I can find him?"
Absolutely, and I'll pass that message along.
Yeah,
And then once I get contact, I will peel off the rhinestones and kind of gently feel my way up and stick the
Oi!
earrings on the.
We are legitimately bedazzling an invisible alligator. Is this what is
Yeah.
happening right now?
Yeah, and then I will
I've
go.
never felt so beautiful.
You're gorgeous.
I'm sure you look amazing.
Just kind of start patting him on, keeping everything very symmetrical, very designed, but we now have a slightly bedazzled invisible gator. So we can spot him.
It's kind of like the Predator, the visual effects on the Predator. Where it just seems to make shimmer.
Ripple.
Yep.
It just sort of moves between whatever mall furniture there is just laying about.
I mean,
Come on, buddy. Go ahead.
I was say, I mean, to be fair, there is probably theoretically another way to do this, which is that he could just bite one of the hipsters and see if that counts as an attack and breaks the invisibility, because that's always what does it for me. But
Nah, I like this.
Do you get your Marina? Do you get your spells back after a short or a long rest?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing for me. I'm an elf.
But
I mean,
but
fair.
but cleric's back after a long rest.
I'm a cleric, yeah.
All right. The gator.
I will start guiding the gator out to the piles of cooked fish, whatever hasn't been devoured by our buddy.
You see a bejeweled, shimmering image slowly, well, actually quite quickly.
See, fishes are
decreasing the size of
disappearing.
fish. The giant
When I
cat,
walk in the room,
huge,
I can make the whole place shimmer.
large chunks are disappearing off the giant carp that crushed a baby.
Yep. Yep. The hipsters are grumbling to themselves and start funneling out of the shop.
Shoo, hipsters.
I'm going to be at the
Yeah.
door, pointing down the hall. There's a Gloria Jean's Coffee Beans right down there. It was the thing before Starbucks. You guys are going to be so hip.
Oh,
Just
God.
right on
yeah.
that way.
We're going to be like, this was way better than Starbucks. This was before.
Way better.
We were into coffee before coffee was cool.
Exactly. So you should go that way.
And I would hope you're into the coffee before it's cool. Cold coffee is really unpleasant.
What is wrong with you? Iced coffee is amazing.
Intentional
Iced coffee,
fine.
that's different than cool coffee.
Exactly.
Coffee.
Tepid coffee is an entirely different argument.
And so you have
Room temperature
distracted
coffee.
the hipsters, and they are gone.
Dispersed the hipsters,
Disperse the
bedazzled the
hipsters.
gator.
I will take one of the fish before the gator eats all of them, and I will go leave it on the windowsill of the store where the ceiling cat was watching us as an
Aw.
offering. And then I will suddenly be like, "Oh wait, oh no!" And I will turn and cast a firebolt out of my hand and just be like, "Damn it, pyro!"
Oh.
You can put it back on though. You can put
Put the
it.
ring back
It's
on.
contained in the ring. If it's contained in the ring,
I'm gonna slide the ring back on and try casting my fire cult and see if pyro.
You get a fire cult. Pyro is
and then I'm
back.
gonna see if the ring still comes off.
It does.
Great, confirming.
best of all worlds.
Excellent.
Amazing.
I come wandering back and I've got the fire horse again. It's like, all right, we ready to go?
Hi, Pyro.
This was the best day ever.
Was it though?
Well,
I wonder if Memetown has a bed and breakfast.
We did pass by that cute little inn where they were setting up for the wedding.
I mean, we could
You know?
I wonder if they've got a caterer.
Well, there's only one way to find out. And you all begin the
Tally-ho!
long trek back up the dark passage, finally emerging from the brave mausoleum into the early morning light of the cemetery. You have
Yay!
made it out of Meme Town and removed your curse.
yay!
Thank you all for doing this. Oh, thank you, audience, for sticking around. This is one of our highest numbers of viewers. Love you all. And I'm sorry, or you're welcome. Depends on how
Look.
you're feeling.
Look, Danny, I know it's Canada Day, but you don't have to apologize for awesome.
Oh, thank you all so much for hanging out. We're going to do a quick little round of reminding you of who we are and what other stuff you can find us doing. We will go in the same order as we started, so Alondra, you're first.
Again, I am Alondra. You can find me anywhere on socials at Lady Bedivere. You can also catch me sometimes frequently here for memings every month, as well as over on Quests and Chaos, running and playing in a lot of those games, or pushing buttons and yelling at people through a window from behind the scenes And if you follow me on socials, I may have some other stuff coming up on my own channels soon. So come say hi.
Fantastic. Tanya.
Hi, I'm Tanya. I write stuff. You should read it. Most of the time, I live in a cave and yell at people to get off my lawn.
Valid lifestyle choices.
So is dehydration. I mean it.
No.
Gerundu.
Hydrate, you noodle.
Desiccate, don't regulate.
There you go. I need it on a t-shirt immediately.
Hippies
Hydrate or die straight.
I could never do that.
No.
Gerundu, tell us about you.
God, how long have we got? I'm Gerundu.
Media, not therapy.
I'm the one your mother warned you about. Yeah, I'm all over the Majestic Goose Network. I play Silas Lancaster in Roll for Weird, and all of Silas's alter egos. I play John Ballard Pendergrass and Shitty Cowboys, and where I play a very definitely not straight cowboy. And what else? Oh yeah, I play a whole bunch of different characters in a audio drama called No Return, including Ethics Simulator in one upcoming story arc and a bunch of other ancillary roles. I'm all over that, basically. Kia keeps giving me stuff and telling me off for not auditioning for roles he wants me to do. So, yeah, go and listen to those. Oh, and Storytime with Silas, which will be coming back triumphantly in the autumn.
Yes, and Halloween. Boy, we've got a bunch of stories this year.
Oh boy.
Tiana, tell us about you.
Hello, I am Tiana Wren. I am most commonly seen over on Quest and Chaos, where I just wrapped up a fantastic 3-episode run of Thirsty Sword Lesbians for the month of June. That is currently over on the YouTubes, and highly recommend. It's great fun. I GM over there. I play over there a lot. I am also here on the Majestic Goose Network as Misty Charlotte Palladino in Roll for Weird and as Isolde Argry in Crits and Knits. I'm also a player and the editor and producer on the Redacted Reports, and I have another podcast project coming up that hasn't been announced publicly yet, but I'll just go ahead and say I'm a new co-host for Inspiration Point.
Ooh.
Yes. It's been said in the Discord, so I guess that's public enough, where we talk about D&D, TTRPGs, and other fun things. The first episode of the new season with me as the new co-host will be coming out next Thursday.
Very exciting.
Hey.
So look for Inspiration Point at all the places that you get your podcasts.
Right. One more to add to the list.
Right. Because you needed more instances of my voice in your ears, apparently.
Definitely. And I am Danny. You can find me all over the internet as Danielle Lanois. You can find me hanging out here on the Majestic Goose Network. I am the DM for Crits and Knits, and I am one of the hosts of That's Pretty Crafty. But even more exciting, I am going to be on a new show on the Ink and Lyre Network. It starts on Monday. We've been teasing it all over Twitter. It is a Kids on Brooms game called Chromatic Academy, and I will be playing a magical cheerleader. And I'm very excited. So that will be Ink and Lyre Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And on Sunday, tomorrow, our Session 0 is going to be available for anyone that wants to get in ahead of time.
So excited.
I think that is everything. We are going to be back with another Meme of the Month on July 29th, so 4 weeks from today. I'm not sure yet which faces we're going to see, who's going to be sitting in the DM chair, but it's going to be a blast regardless. So, we look forward to seeing you all in 4 weeks. Until then, have fun with your memes, man. See you all later.
Bye.
Bye.